Okay, so yesterday we saw how Yum is going online, and then uh, and then looking for the going online, and this is the example here. Uh, this is the portal or whatever it is. It connects to, and this is where the repository is. So what is a repository? It's like a bank for packages. It's sitting there, and then you could download it for free. For repository, you could say repo for short, okay? Going forward, I'm going to say repo means a repository. Okay, so from yesterday, a couple more commands I have here. If you want to see what are all the packages, uh, I'm sorry, what are the list of packages you want to see on the system, all you have to do is type rpm-qa and you see all the packages installed. So the moment you type something like that and hit enter, these are all the list of packages which are installed on your system right now. Okay, and then maybe you could grab for your NC, and then you could see the NC is installed. Okay, and then there is one other command here. NC remove erases. Okay. So there is another command here, uh, rpm-ql. What it does is, and then if you give the name of a package, it will tell you what are the files and directories has been created by that package, okay? So you hit enter, and when you merely install the NC package, for example, what it has done is it has created these many files and directories in there, okay? So I mean, that's how the system works is the system is dependent on the series of files and directories, okay? All right, good. Any questions so far? By the way, these documents are not up yet, but the video is there. But I'll upload everything today. Okay. So let's go ahead and install. Let's set up a local repository. Instead of going online, what you could do is you could set up a local one. That way you have some sense of security that these packages are being tested by you, by your local organization, and there is uh, also this is used, the local repository is used for security also, okay? You just don't want people to go online and install whatever they want. Okay, great. So what I'm gonna do now is I'll clear this, and okay, so this is you could create like a clean install. Make sure it's not on internet, and when you go in here and then just verify it's a host only. There is nothing else attached here. Okay, so there is no access to the internet. You could check it, ping google.com. So there is no internet access here. So yesterday we have mounted the CD drive here, right? So we mounted the CD drive. We copied it manually here, right? and we mounted it. And then let's see here. So we have to mount the CD again. So what is the command to mount the CD? Mount -0 and then loop, and this is the command you type. Okay, can one of you go on mute here? I hear somebody.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah, I could. Can you go on mute, please? Okay. Hmm.
That's the image file, Zafar bhai. Can you mount the image?
This one? No, this is a CD. Remember yesterday I copied the CD? Hmm. I may have to put a different I'll make a document here how to copy using WinSCP, okay? So, oh shoot. In here, I copied the CD here into the root directory. The CD is here, right? Remember I copied this yesterday from my local computer and just drag and drop it in here. And the CD is there. Now once you copy the CD, what you have to do is you have to mount it so that it's usable. So how am I going to do that? Mount -o loop. This is the command. And then I'm going to mount it to MNT folder. Okay. I think there is one person I cannot mute. I don't know who that is. So can everybody mute yourself, please? So I think you need to you need to mute yourself, please. Okay, thank you. So now if you type dffnh, the CD is mounted. Okay. So I'm gonna copy this. Okay. Copy ISO image using WinSCP. Then mount it. Mount to MNT. Okay. All right. Okay. So we have this here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go in here cd slash etc slash yum dot. Okay, yesterday I talked about these are the files. These are the configuration files because we are in etc folder. These are the configuration files on the list of them, which is saying, which has information which tells the system to route to this. When you want to install something, it's telling it to route to this internet address here. Okay, so let's take a look. Cat. Okay, so it has this information here. So the system is reading this information to get the packages from this source here. Okay, so let me clear this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this rm-rf, and I'm going to delete everything from here. Let me take a look. It's nothing in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a file name vi yum.repo. I'm going to create the name of this file here. Okay, and
Thank you for calling BP Help Desk. This is Shaquille. May I have the SVB or ticket number, please?
Shaquille, go on mute, please. I cannot mute.
Okay, that's fine. Two 8284408.
Okay, give me 1 second. Yeah, let me call him. Okay, hold on, guys.
Okay, that's 6330 Holton Road, Twin Lake, Michigan. And then the store phone number. Okay, you give me the phone number. Your name, please. Thank you, Najma. How may I help you?
Okay, I think he's on mute now. Okay. All right, good. So in here, I'm going to make an entry. You type in exactly the way I'm typing in here. Okay. So all you have to do is make some configuration entry in here. Repo, and then in here you type base URL equals http://192.168.56.104. okay, slash CentOS 6, and then GPG check equals 0. Okay, so this is the IP address of this host here, the one we are working on. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so this is the IP address of this box here. Okay, So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go and create a directory name CentOS 6 here, because um, we are telling the system that this is the path for this, all these packages is going to be in there. So let's go ahead go there and see if this folder exists. If not, then we'll create one. Okay. So where is this? Normally the uh, website is set up, or the or this URL will be by default is this folder here. So you go into var, and then you go into www directory. Then there is another directory in there, HTML. You go in there, and then let's take a look here if the folder exists. So there is no folder in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder, mkdir, this folder here. You could name whatever you want. So I just name it CentOS 6, and I hit enter. So the folder is there. Okay, cd/etc/ Okay, so let me cat it. Cat. So this is the information you have to put in there. So when you're testing this out, make sure it matches your IP address. Okay, not the one I'm putting in here. Hmm. Okay, so now then the next thing is what you have to do is you have to create a directory here, cd/var/www/html/CentOS. Okay, can somebody explain me? I type mkdir-p. What is this going to do? -p, what is that command going to do?
FNP will preserve the permissions.
No.
Or, I mean, it will create directly within the directory.
Great, very good. -p, it will create the directory within a directory, and whatever the name you gave it, if it already exists, it will skip that. So if you type all this command here, and then if this directory say HTML is there, it skip creating it. If it's not there, it will create it. Then again, it will create this directory within this directory because this is the part of a command. Very good. Now, what we have to do is we have to enable the httpd command. Okay, what this will do is it will enable you to go online. So you type which httpd. Okay, so it's installed. Most of the time it may or may not be installed here. If this is not installed on your fresh machine, then what you could do is you could go to, and then you could go to packages folder, and you have all the list of these packages here, right? So let me clear this, and then grep4.
And this is only when you have mounted the CD, basically, and you have sent the CD over there, right?
Yeah. Or then if not, then you have to enable the internet. You have to do it the wrong way. You have to go online and then do it, enable it, and then once you're online, then you could download, install httpd. Yum install httpd. It will install it for you. Okay.
Okay. And yesterday you mentioned that that's the preferred way because that will check the dependencies, etc., etc.
Yeah. Okay, so if not installed, okay, you guys get the idea, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check if the service is there. Service httpd status. Okay, so it says stopped here. Most of the time by default it's stopped, and when the server reboots, it's stopped too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it. Okay, now I'm going to check the status. It's running here. So
this means HTTP server is running, and we can basically access through.
yeah, then we could put that. Then we could put this information here from the GPG. This information, then it should show us all the listing of the all the listing of RPMs in there. Okay. So let me see, when the system reboots, we need to make sure the httpd comes up. So how are we going to do that? You do chconfig and then grep4 httpd. Okay, so these are all the run levels here. When in the run level 3 we are in right now, so it's set to off. So what we're going to do is we're going to do chconfig. I'm going to go deeper with the chconfig, but right now there is no way to avoid this. httpd number 3 on, or okay, so it's on run level 3, it's on. So next time when the system reboots, it will be turned on number 3. Okay, let's clear this.
But have you noticed, Zafar, right? You only enable on 3, just got enable on second, third, fourth, fifth. on all run labels. There you go,
It's
yeah.
enabled on all three of them, you said?
Yeah. Before it was off, and you just turned it on number 3.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just noticed that.
Yeah, you're right. So what you could do is you could also give a command to just turn it on to 3 or 4 or 6 or whatever. I'll go deeper into when we do it and chconfig a little bit, okay?
Got it.
So let's do so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in here and then go into the browser and see if it comes up. Okay, it's not going to come up because the firewall is on. So how are you going to do that? Service IP tables status. So it's on, so I'm going to turn it off. So now when I refresh it, it should come up. Okay, but the directory is empty because I haven't copied anything to it. Okay, so let's copy that. So let's turn the firewall off when it turns on. Chk config, check config, IP tables, status. Chk config.
I think the supervisor was service IP table.
Yeah, service. Thank you. Tables. So firewall is off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off. Okay. So the service is off for all run levels. Okay, let me clear this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy the content from the MNT folder to here. Okay, so how am I going to do? cp -r mnt slash then an asterisk. So I'm going to copy entire directory to this folder here. Where am I right now? Okay. So it doesn't matter where I'm copying it from, right? cp -r, okay, mnt, then an asterisk. Okay, I'm copying everything. Let me go back in here. So anything in here, I'm copying everything to this folder here, CentOS folder that I created. So the command is cp -r. R stands for recursively, and what I'm copying mnt slash everything in there. And where am I copying it to? Slash var slash www slash html slash CentOS. Okay, this is where am I copying. So I'm going to hit enter. It's going to take a minute here. I could start refreshing it here, and you could start seeing the content coming up here. Okay. Okay, it's taking a little time here.
It was a big file if you remember yesterday. That's been a very long time.
Oh yeah, it's about 6 GBs or something, right? Okay. All right, good. So while it's doing that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna power up another system here, which doesn't have. Let's do 7 here. Make sure this one doesn't have uh, uh, internet connection. Okay, so I'm gonna do a stable internet connection, and then I'm going to start it up. Okay, so this is 107. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, this is a different box. This is a client. Okay, so the one on top is a EM repository, and the bottom one is a client here. Okay, so what do is you go into the EM repo folder, cd/etc/em.repo, and you have all these other files in there. Okay, so all this information is there for the system to go there and grab the uh, uh, packages from there. So, but we're going to change that. What we're going to do is rf hyphen rm hyphen rf and asterisk. So it deletes everything. Everything is gone from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply create em.repo. So you have to name the file em.repo. That's how the system is going to read through it. Okay. And then in here I'm going to put in the information. You have to type repo exactly the way you see it, and then in here you type base URL equals, and then you type http://. Now you have to type the IP address of this host here. Okay, because you're telling that system to point to this host. Yeah, the repository for that, for your host, is going to be coming from here /CentOS 6. Okay, and then you want to do GPG check, you have to just set it as 0. equals 0. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is okay. Good. So let me go back in here and do the refresh, and you see all the stuff is in there. And if I go and click on packages, this is where all that package information is sitting here. Okay. So what? What's going to happen here? How is that really going to work? Okay. So let's test this out. So what you're going to do is there is a command you could test if the system is working the way we did it. What you do is yum list all. So what will happen here is going to go through that file we created, and it's going to go and pull that information here. So apparently it's not working. So there is a command you could type yum clean all. So what it does, it will clean the cache. Hmm. It's not working. Uh, cannot find base URL for repo. Um,
The base URL is RURL, so I guess that's a spelling mistake.
hmm. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So you could imagine a little extra comma or extra period or extra character is going to change a lot of things. It's working. Okay. So we got all the list of yum here. Where is it getting all that information here? It's getting it from here because we have set up the repository locally. Even though there is no internet, we have successfully set this up. Okay, so this is the server, yum server, and this is the host. This is the client. So let's go and run this command from here and see. Yum list. Make sure there is no internet connection, right? Okay, so there is no internet connection. Then you type yum list all. Good, it's working. So we have successfully demonstrated and set up the local Yum repository. And you could definitely use, let's see if NC is installed, which NC? So NC is not installed. So yesterday we were manually installing NC using the RPM command. So but let's install it without RPM using the local Yum repository. So what you could also do is Yum provides, you could type that also. Okay, my mistake. Yum provides NC. So it had found the package name NC. So how are you going to install it? Simple. Yum install NC. Okay, and it's asking you, do you really want to do it? Just type yes, Y and enter, and it has installed MC. Okay, and you could see the NC command is there. So let's see if Firefox is there. Okay, so let's see if the Firefox is available. So what is the command? Yum provides Firefox. What this does is it will go into the repo and see if the Firefox is available. So if now the Firefox is available, so what I'm going to do is yum install Firefox. Okay, now here, this is the package, and at the same time, what Yum has did is it has sensed that this above package has two dependencies. You need to install these dependencies also. So this is the biggest advantage of Yum over RPM. RPM is okay. You wouldn't know which packages are dependents, so you can't even tell which ones are there unless you look it up. So what you have to do is you have to install this manually, then you have to install this one, and this one, and it's going to create a lot of problems. Okay, but what Yum does is Yum has provided you this information here. So where is this information coming here? Somebody must have worked on this, right? Somebody must have worked on it to make sure this package has the dependencies which need to be installed also. So who's doing all this here? Can somebody take a guess? People are doing it. People who volunteer to put in their time for free, they are doing it because it's an open source. People are doing it, corporations are doing it, universities are doing it, small companies are doing it for you. So this is the good advantage of open source system. Open source is free, but when it comes to support, they're going to charge you. So that's what this is all about. Okay. All right, good. I'm going to pause a minute here. Let me know if any questions. I'm expecting one question at least.
I have a question regarding the mount. In the mount command, you use a loop. What it does that?
That's how it is. That's a good question. Yeah, let's take. Loop means it's like grabbing the entire CD. Let's take a look here. Uh, hyphen T. Yeah, this guy is using O hyphen loop. So maybe you could just type man mount. Let's take a look here. hyphen A V O. Okay. Uppercase O is test OPTs. Lowercase options are specified with hyphen O flag followed by a comma separated. Okay, let's look at loop. Come on. Oh, loop. Loop the device. Further possible type in mount. Yeah, so loop device mount. So it's creating a device, loop device. That's what it's saying. So I take it since the system doesn't know what file system it is, it's we mount it after we create a file system, right? Okay.
Yes, correct.
So maybe to circumvent that thing, instead of using the file system, it's fooling the system when we use the loop command. That's what I think it is. But I'll research more and then let you know. Okay?
Thank you, Zafar.
If you find something else, then let us know too.
Hi, I will try to create the same scenario today, and I will let you know. I will use without the loop. I will try to mount without the loop, and I will see what's going on.
Okay, yeah, that's a great thing. All right. So, okay. So basically, you're doing the same thing. Okay, so in real world scenario, what will happen is you will go in here and then go in this folder here and you do ls, and then you will go into, this is essentially what it is, what you have on the MNT folder. So now in the company, there may be some things that you don't want the user to be using it. So what you could do is you could go ahead and remove the one you don't want in here. So you could just take it out of from here. That way they don't have access to it. And something new comes up, like a security patch or something, you copy that in yum repo, you copy that to this folder here. That way it's available for other users on the network. Okay. All right. So no, my question was how you install this nice and good, right? How are you going to uninstall it? What's the command to uninstall it? Okay. What did we install? We installed Firefox, right? So
We can use RPM to uninstall.
yeah. Okay, provides.
Where do we check which port this HTTP daemon is listening to and IP address? I know by default it will be the server address, but
It's 80. This HTTPD is 80. What you do is netstack -ANP all network ports, then grep HTTPD. Okay, not here, on here. So it's listening on port 80. If I block port 80, then it's dead in a water. It's not going to work.
okay.
And I could change it to port 81 or whatever specific.
What is 3038?
That's a HTTPD port, and that port is also looping it to port 80.
Okay.
Let's do this. Okay, so it is specific to Apache. HTTPD is nothing but a Apache. It's part of a Apache folder, Apache web server. These are the default ones, okay? Install.
Well, Zafar, on my machine, the same line which you're showing, TCP 00, I'm seeing TCP 600. That means that my HTTP Apache is using TCP IV6.
So it's TCP 00, then it's not showing 80?
No, instead of TCP, it says TCP 6. TCP
No,
number 6.
I don't think so. You type IPADDR, and then in here, you should see the IP address here. If you see like a very long number like this, is it using this number at all? Is it using something like this when you type IP address for your box?
So when I type IP address, I have a couple of interfaces, and
Which one is active?
I have two IP addresses. One is for my subnet, my home network subnet, and the other one is different. I don't know where that's coming from. Maybe it's from docking station or something.
Okay, so the one Are you getting a 10 address or what address you have? 10.0?
Okay, so I'm getting my 192 address, which is my router address, basically.
Are you getting anything with 56?
No, I'm
You
using
have
my
like
laptop.
internet enabled on your system, so that's why.
Okay,
Maybe you check it out without the internet and see if it's gonna work.
okay.
Okay, so we installed it. So how are we gonna remove the package? Okay. So it's pretty easy. Yum remove Firefox. That's it. And hit enter. Okay. So install size existing on user. Transaction saved, rerun it win. So let's see here. Finished resolution running. Repository is missing name in con. Okay. Okay, so the remove didn't work. Oh, yum -e. Okay. So the Firefox is there. Okay. Remove. I'm not sure why. Okay. Already have tried. Okay, this guy is having same problem. There is no answer to it. Okay, this is good. Let's take a look here. Okay, let me install NC and see if NC is doing the same thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is yum remove NC. Okay. So apparently there is an issue with the Firefox command here. So you just have to figure it out at the moment. If there is a problem going on, you just have to run that command. Okay. Okay. See, the HTTPD is not installed here. Normally HTTPD is not installed. If you are using a fresh install to configure this, make sure HTTPD is there before you do it. Okay. So what you do is yum install HTTPD. Okay. Okay, so it's there.
So should we clean and update first when we're doing real time? So we should have the latest
It doesn't matter on the client, but for setting up a Yum server, you have to have HTTPD installed on it. So when you're doing it clean server, make sure you have this up.
No, clean repository. I'm saying yum clean and yum updates and then install.
Say that again. What about those?
Instead of before installing, should we run the yum clean and yum update?
I mean, when you're doing that, it's not connecting in here. It's going to go online.
Okay.
Yum updates and all those you're going to go online. So it doesn't matter if you run that, because what it does is you're right. You could do Yum update. What the problem we are having here is with the Firefox, Yum remove Firefox is not working right. Maybe there may be a one patch which have fixed that issue. So you could do it. But in this scenario, we are unable to run Yum updates because we don't have a update configured here. So it would be the same thing. You have to create a. So if you go in here, cd etc yum.repo. In here we have a repo file here, right? And then we deleted before we deleted 3 or 4 or 5 files from here. So those are the files which you could set up a repository for updates separately, and then you could also set up new new packages which are not from the internet, which are built, which are developed within the company. You could put those things in here. So normally, once you set this up here, this is the most you're gonna do. But other times, if you set up the update server, then you work with your teammates and then figure out how you're really gonna do it. Okay. But in a real world scenario, if you want to do Yum update from the internet, that is not going to happen, because you never know what's going to come down, and most likely it will break your system. Okay, that's a good question.
Okay.
Okay, all right, good. Okay, give me 1 minute here. I need to switch the laundry here. I'll be back in about 3 minutes. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm back. Okay. So this is what it is. So you guys have a clear picture now, right? How things are going to work here. Okay. I'm gonna give me another minute here. I'm gonna determine if you're gonna set up a DNS today because setting up DNS, we have 40 minutes, right? Okay, let's see here. Okay. So one thing that inadvertently we all have already installed is a Apache server. What is Apache server? So well, Apache is a web server here. What will happen is you will get a request for you will get a request. So what is Apache server? You will get a request to set up a web interface. So if the server is going to be running a web application, this is what you have to do. Is basically just turn on the HTTPD. Okay, but let's see what is the official one here. Okay, in here there is information to install LAMP here, but this is usually done by the application team, so you don't have to do it. So on your side, what you have to do is for Apache server, very easy. You don't have to do it. You have already set up Apache server when what you're doing is when you're doing this setup here. Okay, so what you really have to do is you have to install. You have to make sure HTTPD is already there. So what you're going to do is yum install HTTPD. Okay, so this one, as we've seen in one of the hosts here, it's not automatically installed here. It wasn't installed, right? So normally it's not there. So what you have to do is yum install httpd. Uh, okay, so here's the thing here. Our repo, the way I have set up here is actually our repo is not complete here. The reason being is the CD we are using is not new, it's old. So there are some other dependencies since the CD was packaged that it's not resolving because we are using Red Hat 7 on this here. So in essential, this is what the process is, but it goes to your local repo. But I'm going to show you how to do it from the one which is up to date, which is from the internet here, okay? What I could do is, so if you have a fresh server, you don't have to do this here, okay? You just, okay, I'm going to copy this thing here because this is what we had originally. And then I'm going to copy this and just put it in here. So now what I have to do is I have to enable the internet. Which I can do it without shutting it down, I suppose. Oh, sure. Oh, did I enable NAT? My bad, guys. Okay, so the system is off. I'm going to enable NAT. Okay, I'm going to turn it back on.
Joseph, are you speaking? There's silence for a while.
Oh, shoot. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Let me clear this here. So what I did here is I went back in there and enabled the internet. Okay, you guys got that, right? So I enabled the internet. Now this box is on internet here. So we're gonna go ahead and install the Apache server. For our side, for the Linux side, it's nothing. It's very simple here. But the people on the application side, they will install other stuff too. For us to be able to enable this Apache, you just have to install HTTPD. Okay. Once you have done that, all you have to do is enable the service. Okay. So what you do is service HTTPD status. Okay. So it says it's loaded here, but it's not active. Okay. It says active. It says inactive dead. So what you have to do is service HTTPD start. Okay. Now, okay, here. Service HTTPD. For Red Hat 7, the command is systemctl. Systemctl. Okay, that's the command here. So what do you? Mm, yeah, it's active. Okay, so if I go in here and refresh, it's not coming up. So what you have to do is you have to disable the firewall. Okay. Okay, so the firewall is active. So what you have to do is you have to stop it. Now check the status again. It's loaded, but it's inactive here. So if you go in here and refresh it, so this is what the Apache server is. Apache server is built in here, but you have to follow these steps here for you to be able to enable it. That's all you have to do it from your side here. You just spin up the host, and then you could set this up, and then give it to the application team, and they're gonna take it from here. Okay. So the port is port 80. It should be open. Hmm. So the netstat is okay. So I have to install netstat. Hmm. No match. We use netstat, right? Maybe 7 doesn't have it.
We did use earlier.
We used, but that was 6 though. This is 6.
In 7, there's one. I used earlier in 7. Just payment card.
7 doesn't have netstat?
It does.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was asked.
Okay.
Someone mentioned about the net tool. That's
Yeah,
the
net tools here. All right.
Yeah.
Very good. So I think it's a part of a bigger package. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is what you were saying, TPC6? Okay. So now what you could do is, I want to demo, if you want to turn off the HTTPD, then it goes off, okay? Okay. So let's go back in here, and if I refresh it, it's going to error out. There you go. So if I start it, that's it. Starts the service here.
Hey, Zafar they replaced netstack command with SS in that S7.
Hyphen SS?
No, just the SS. Remove the netstack, the whole thing. Remove the whole thing, just the SS. Yeah.
So it's giving a system state?
Yeah. Like all the ports and everything. Or it's open.
Yeah. Netstat does it too, right?
Yes. I mean, we have to install the netstack too, right?
SS wasn't, oh, okay, it was already installed.
Yeah, the default. So they replaced netstack with the SS.
I kind of like netstat still because it tells you if it's connected or not. And
That's true.
stream here. So if I use SS-ANP, I could use that. Okay, good.
There is a switch Zafar says SS hyphen LT space pipe space grep.
LP.
Yeah. Then pipe. Yep, I think that's it right there.
Okay. LP stands for listening port. Okay, good.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
So it gives you PID and all that here. So when you do PS Symphony, yes. Okay, good. So this one is actually telling you it's Apache. We're gonna run some of this command here when we're doing the troubleshooting and then evaluating the system performance here, but I'm not gonna talk about it too much now. Service HTTPD status, yum install nut tools. So next Saturday, I'm going to set up the DNS server. It's a very important topic. Everything in network revolves around DNS. Okay, so we're going to set this up. It probably will take a full 2 hours. Probably next Saturday.
Wow, that's a big topic. Yeah.
You were breaking up. What did you say?
I said it's really that big topic.
Um, it's I mean, DNS is a very big part of network here, but what we're going to do is setting it up will take it's a meticulous process here. It has to be set up exactly the way it's predefined. If it's not set up the way it's predefined, then it's not going to work. So I'm thinking we may have to do a setup and have to do a little bit of troubleshooting too before it actually works. But you will enjoy it. Once you set up a DNS server, a lot of things are going to make sense and a lot of things is going to fall in place and you would know how things are working here. Okay. So this is how you do it, Apache. I'm going to go ahead and throw this link in here also. Not this one. This is LAMP here. You will get a request. We are setting up a LAMP. Please set up a Apache server. So if you have time, you could go ahead and play around. And it's not. It has a little bit more information here. But you get the idea here that this is something like installing an application and it will be done by the application team. So you don't have to worry about it too much. You will hear a lot LAMP. Okay, LAMP stands for it's like a built-in wrapper. I was talking to you yesterday. It's for building websites here. Linux, Apache, MariaDB, PHP, and PHP-MyAdmin. So that's what LAMP stands for. So your part is this much here, and if you really want it, play around, and I would highly recommend go ahead and work around with this and see how things are going to work out for you, okay?
So we only work on like a Apache part, you said, right?
I heard Apache. What did you say?
Sorry, I was saying we only work on Apache part. We don't care about like any parts.
Yeah, the other part, installing LAMP and all that, is done by the application team. People who are doing a web development or people who are doing the installation and other configuration here. because up until here it needs a root access here. Up until here it needs a root access. Other than that, it may or may not require the root access. Let me take a. So you disable the firewall. Okay, see this is where you at here, and from here the application team will take it over because they have a sudo access. They will have some level of root access, but not entire root access here. Okay, so we have covered Apache here. Let me see if there is any other short topic I could cover in next 10 minutes. I think I owe you guys one utility like star. Okay, here. Yeah. So let's go ahead and work on this. Okay, so what is it you need to do for the star? Simple, yum install star. That's it. And then bzip yum install bzip2. So what bzip is, remember when we were talking about the zip, we have to make it tar, then we have to make it a zip file, right? But bzip, you don't really have to do it. It will just do it directly and zip it, and at the same time it will shrink the size of the file here. So this is kind of a little off topic here, but I have to demonstrate how this works here. Okay, so give me 1 minute. Okay, so let's take a look here. I'm gonna use dd command. I used dd command before, right? I told you you could use the dd command to create a down file also. Okay, virtual to destroy.
Okay, I did 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, here. What I'm doing here is I'm gonna create a file which is about 500 megabytes. Okay, cd. So there is nothing in here, so I'm going to create a file which is about 500 megabytes big. Okay, so I do ls-l. So I have a file which is about which is about 500 megabytes here, okay? So what do I want to do? I want to shrink it. So how would I do that? It's pretty simple here. Okay, what we do is we type bzip. Okay, here you could see it better. It says 500 megabytes. So the command is you type bzip to then the name of the file here. Okay, what was the name of the file? Name of the file was Zafar. So bzip bzip2, then you give the name of the file and then hit enter. Okay. You could now see that the size is only 401K. You could tell how big, how strong this bzip utility is. Okay, so to decompress, simple bzip to -d and the name of the file. Okay, the size is back to 500 megabytes. So there is no comparison how small this bzip could shrink your file size to. Okay, all right, good. Here I think the one we used earlier wasn't really shrinking it as much here. What was the command? I think it was gzip, right? Gzip and the name of the file, and if I hit enter, gzip also shrunk it down a pretty good.
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh, it shrunk it down to 4K. This is 4K, and this is 500K. Here, but hold on. Uh, data gzip. Okay, my bad. I was thinking it would have only shrunk it down 500 megabytes. It would have only shrunk it down to like 50 megabytes. That's what I was thinking here, but I may be wrong because apparently over here it shrunk it down way smaller than what I was expecting. So maybe the gzip has already been updated on the new systems here. Okay. Maybe let's see over here. This is a okay, we are out of time. But anyway, you got the idea. You guys could You could play around, and star is nothing but updated version of tar. I'll put in some updates in here and then upload the document here, okay? And guys, please complete the assignment. Whoever has not completed, try to do this week, okay? Based on that, we're going to move forward.
All right, Zafar, thank you.
Okay, good. Please use the group chat. If you are stuck somewhere, if you don't know, if you need help, or if you want to do a group practice or something, use the group chat, because that is where I want to see utilize each other, okay? All right. Thanks for joining. I'm going to stop now.
All right, love.
All right.